Good evening to all. Welcome back to 7th Standard Social Online class. Students, we are learning History Unit 1, New Religious Ideas and Movement. In our last class, we have learned Sufism in India and Kabir. Sufism is an Islam movement. Who was an important Sufi saint? Yes, Nizamuddin Auliya Chishti. And what was the teachings of Kabir? Kabir, he treated both the Hindus and Muslims equally. And his book was called Granthavali and Pichak. Today we are going to see Guru Nanak. Have you seen the Sikh people sing? Yes. Who was the founder of Sikhism? Guru Nanak. He was the founder of the Sikhism. Let me see his early life. Guru Nanak, born in a village near Lahore in 1469, he showed interest in religious discussion with other saints right from his early childhood. So Guru Nanak, from his early childhood, when he was a small younger boy, he showed very much interest in religious matters. He always discussed with others religious saint people. His parents were keen to involve him in worldly life. But Guru Nanak parents, they want Guru Nanak to become a ordinary person. They want to get marry their son. But he was inclined towards spiritualism. But Guru Nanak, he was interested in religious matter that we call spiritualism. He visited many holy places and finally he settled in Kartarpur near Lahore. He died there in the year 1539. To mark the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak, a corridor is being constructed by the Indian government that will link the Nanak shrine in Gurdaspur with Gurudwara Darbar Sahib at Kartarpur in Pakistan. To celebrate his 550th birthday, our Indian government, they constructed one corridor in Gurudwara Darbar. It is in Pakistan, Kartarpur. You see, this is Guru Nanak, and he was the founder of which religion? Yes, Sikhism. The Sikhism, the Sikh people mostly we can see in all over India, particularly in Punjab state. Now we will see Guru Nanak teaching. Guru Nanak preached. He preached that God is without form. God has no form. And he wanted his followers to practice meditation upon the name of God for peace and ultimate salvation. Salvation, moksha. So God has no form, but we can reach God by doing meditation. He is considered the first Guru by Sikhs. Note this one. Guru Nanak was the first Guru of the Sikhs. Guru Nanak had great contempt for Vedic rituals and caste discrimination. He criticized the Vedic function, religious function, rituals, and caste-based discrimination. The teachings of Guru Nanak form the basis of Sikhism, a new religious order founded in the late 50th century. His and his successors' teachings are collected in the Guru Granth Sahib. Note this one. The teachings of Guru Nanak and the teachings of his successors are collected in a book called Guru Granth Sahib. It became the Bible of or holy book of the Sikhs. Students, what is the holy book of the Hinduism? Yes, Bhagavad Gita. Islam, Quran. Christianity, Bible. Like that. For Sikhism, the holy book is Guru Granth Sahib. Important GK question, note this one. Guru Nanak teachings were spread through the group singing hymns, that is songs, called Kirtan. His teachings were spread throughout the India by their groups by singing many Kirtan. Kirtan means song. The devotees gathered in dharmasalas, that is their rest houses. The followers' rest houses are called dharmasalas, which became known as gurudwaras in course of time. Guru Nanak nominated his disciple means student, Lena, to succeed him as the Guru. So after the death of Guru Nanak, the next Guru, his student Lena. Following this president, the successors are named by the incumbent Sikh Guru. Students see this. This is Guru Dwara Granth Sahib. It is in Pakistan, Kartarpur. This is 5 distinctive things of the Khalsa members. Khalsa members, the members of Gurudwara, Kirban, Kachra, Kara, Kanga and Kesh. At the time of Guru Gobind Singh, the custom of Bahul, that is baptism, by sweetened water stirred with the dagger, that was introduced. You see here, during baptism they have to do some religious rituals, that is sweetened water stirred with a dagger. Those who got baptized became member of the disciplined brotherhood known as Khalsa. Khalsa meaning the pure. Khalsa means pure. The men were given the title Singh. Singh means lion. Every member of the Khalsa had to have 5 distinctive things on his person. The 5 distinctive things, they are Kirban, then Kachra, Kara, and case hair, and Ganga. Ganga is a comb. These are the 5 distinctive things that every Khalsa has to have by person. These were case, that is uncut hair. Can you see the Singh people? The Singh people, they won't cut their hair or beard. Then Kanga means comb. Kirban, dagger. Kada, steel bangle. And Kachra, underpant. So these are the 5 things they have to have. After Guru Gobind Singh, the holy book Guru Granth Sahib is considered the Guru and his messages is spread by the Khalsa. Now we will see the impact of the religious Bhakti movement. Vedic Hinduism was regenerated and thus saved from the onslaught of Islam. Vedic Hinduism again generated. The Islamic tenets, unity of God and universal brotherhood, emphasized by the saints, promoted harmony and peace. You see that Kabir teaching, he treated both the Hindus and Muslims equally. So we can bring the brotherhood among the people, both the Hindus and Muslims. It promoted some harmony and peace in India. Bhakti was a movement of the common people. It used the language of the common people for its devotional literatures. So during Bhakti movement, many languages, local languages were developed. Bhakti movement opened up space for Indian languages to grow. It stimulated literary activity in regional languages, local, state languages. What sustained Sanskrit despite its decline during this period was the support extended by the rulers of Hindu kingdoms. So during the Bhakti movement, Sanskrit is set back. It began to decline. At the same time, the local languages developed. Tamil was the only ancient Indian language remained vibrant during this period. But the ethos of Tamil literatures in medieval time has changed. In the classical period, it had secular literature. Secular means they treated all the religious equally. All the religious book began to develop. It depicting the everyday life, its joys and sorrows. But under the influence of devotional cult, it emphasized shifted to religion and religious literatures. Before that, all the literatures they exposed the ordinary way of an individual person, their joys, sorrows, like that. But during the Bhakti movement, all the literatures emphasize religion and religious literatures. Caste system and social disparities came to be criticized. So during this period, many people they opposed the caste system, caste discrimination, all these things they began to criticize. So this is the impact of the religious or bhakti movement. It's a very important detailed question also. Let me recollect the point. The bhakti movement is explained. Alvar initiated followed by Nayanmas in Tamil country are described. How many Alvars here? 12 Alvars. Nayanmas are 63 in number. Alvars they were the worshipper of Lord Vishnu. Nayanmas they were the worshipper of Lord Shiva. Adi Sankara Advaita philosophy we have studied here, and Ramanujar versus Advaita philosophy also explained in this lesson. And the devotional path of the Saint Tulasidas Mirabai, they belong to North India. It comes under the reduced syllabus. And mutual influence of Islam and Hinduism, and birth of Sufism, Sikhism, and mystical Hinduism are discussed in briefly. Radical versions of Bhakti movement, contribution of Kabir, Guru Nanak are detailed. The essential features of Bhakti movement are highlighted in this lesson, and we have studied about the impact, the effect of the Bhakti movement on the medieval Indian society is analyzed. So students, we have completed the first lesson in history. Today I will give one word and detail. You copy in your classwork note and you mark the one word in your book and study well. Thank you.